Pain is one of the things that incapacitates us as human beings. When it gets strong, it stops us from thinking properly and takes away our ability to reason. It drives up your blood pressure and makes you sick. Sometimes the pain gets so bad that it stops you from eating or talking or, worst of all, believing. This happens all too often, and when it does, it takes away your personality and stops you from being who you are. Pain is a very close friend of life, and pain likes rearing its Medusa-like head, turning you to stone whenever you decide to make a move and leave what's comfortable. It sends a storm your way and does everything in its power to stop you from getting to where you want to go. Life wants you to stay over there in your comfort zone, and it wants to send pain your way. When I was just a little kid, life sent a hell of a storm my way. I was only 8 months old and my mother had to have an emergency cesarean because my heart almost stopped beating. During the emergency cesarean, the doctor couldn't get a good grip, so he had to use forceps to pull me out, damaging the tendons in my left eye and unfortunately leaving me legally blind. A few months later, I found myself back in the hospital, this time with tonsillitis. This would go on every few weeks until I was 4 and I was able to get them removed. Around the age of 5, I had been riding my bicycle around the complex where we had been staying. Out of nowhere, a man who had not been paying attention while he had been driving had taken a corner and unfortunately rode over me. You see, this list goes on for me. The reason I am busy telling you these stories is not because I want you to feel sorry for me. It is because I want you to see that life sends you a storm before the boat lands, and I'm sure that there are some of you out there with similar stories. Life had sent you a storm way before you had any chance to show others who you were going to be. Life loves convincing you that you are nothing, that you come from nothing, that you will never become anything, that you will never be loved, that you will never be happy, and that you will never be blessed, and that you will never be free from the afflictions of this life. Life is not after your stuff, life is after your mind. But here's the thing, stop taking the fight personal. It is not a personal fight. It is not about you. These things happen to all sorts of people all the time. Like me, to some of you, these things happened way before you even knew who you were. Usually, it is something out of your control. And when it does happen, you begin to feel like a victim. You become victimized by the storm that is out of your reach. How do I know this? Because I did the same thing. I also thought that life was out to get me, that everyone else had it better than me, that no one knew or understood what it was like to be in my shoes. But trust me, if you were in a group of people and you had the opportunity to choose your problems, and everyone in that group took all their problems and threw it in a huge pile, after seeing everyone else's problems, you would quickly take back yours. Because there is always someone out there that is worse off than you have ever been. Take a moment and look back at your life and see all the things that has happened to you before you even got to where you are today, and realize that your survival rate for every one of those stormy days is 100%. Stop feeling like a victim, because if life wasn't scared of you, it wouldn't fight you so hard. Don't let life get you down, because life is scared of you and what you will become. That is why life sends you storms early on, so that it can catch you out from an early age to stop you from becoming who you were created to be. Stop inflicting wounds upon yourself and saying negative things to yourself when nobody's around. Start fighting back and regain the territory that is in your mind, because it is through the mind that he shall achieve great things. Your purpose on this planet is to become all that you can become and not a fraction thereof. You haven't even got to the place that you are going to get to yet. Life has had more faith in you than you have had in yourself, because life saw what you were going to become before you even did. And that is why it sends storms your way. It is time for you to stop cutting yourself down and stand up and be who you were called to be and who you were destined to be. Reach out and take control of your destiny, because it is in your hands that your destiny will be shaped. Now you go look yourself in the mirror and you tell yourself that you are coming out. And when you do come out, you are coming out on top. No more letting life tell you when you can and cannot quit. Next time that happens, you look it in the eye and you tell it, I will break you before you break me. I will not be defeated. I will not be destroyed. And please realize that only you can do this for yourself. Nobody else can regain the control that you have lost. Understand that everyone in life has different experiences. We all have different setbacks because that goes with the territory. Look back at your life and on all the hell that you have been through, and you want to quit? Come on, if anything, you should be unbreakable now. So now, as you go on from here, I want you to keep repeating to yourself, it's not over until I win. If every time you got a rejection or a no, every time you lose again and again, and then life goes off on you, but you're still looking at your dream, reciting to yourself, it's not over until I win. At some point, during all that misery, you'll pull out talents and abilities from your determination. With that determination to win, you will pull out the basic essentials required to win and make everything better. And that is where the true miracle begins. These very words will rattle the power of time, fate, and circumstance. So do it today. Stop waiting for things to change and change yourself by taking control of the situation. Your current failure is a temporary condition and you will rebound from it just as fast as you gravitated towards it. It shall pass. You are only ever given as much as you can handle in life, and things will get better. These failures and limitations are the building blocks from which you will create greatness.